From XJ9 to X23, nerds are passionate about a lot of things, but there's one thing that they love above all else, and that is correcting people. This is a fan remake of Actually. Joining us today, he roleplays in Dungeons & Dragons, Timothy.
Hello.
She roleplays in live action, it's Kara.
Hi.
And he plays his role as a big name on campus, it's Enoch.
Good evening.
Hey guys, okay, thank you all so much for doing this. What level of nerdy would you say you are, each of you?
I'm a...
Okay, that answers that question.
I'm
mate.
a soft nerd, but I can get hard in certain situations.
That's your Tinder bio, like right there.
I'm a closet nerd, I'd say. Closet nerd. Very nerdy, but only to the right people.
Pretty naughty. I haven't taken quite the next step to go into a bunch of Comic-Con events and stuff, but in my own space, I'm very naughty.
I feel like I kind of have ascended because I've been to Comic-Con a couple of times, but only ever on my own and in being incredibly awkward and not wanting to spend any money, so it was just me kind of looking around.
I went to my first Comic-Con when I was 15.
Ooh, that's hardcore nerdy. That is hardcore nerdy. So the game is simple. In front of me, I have a stack of incorrect statements about the nerdy, geeky media that you all know and love, or if not you, some nerds out there. All you have to do is buzz in and correct them. There are two rules. You can buzz in whenever you like, you don't have to wait until I finish reading the question, and you must proceed all your corrections with an obnoxiously nerdy, actually. If you don't, I won't give you the point, and it'll break my heart to, but I won't be able to. For instance, if I was to say that Luke Skywalker's father and the primary antagonist of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, was Darth Vegan, you would buzz in and say, actually, his name is Darth Vader. This first question is going to be about DC Comics.
Actually, his name is Anakin Skywalker.
Ooh, you're already on the right track. No points.
Yeah.
The Batman villain Bane, created by Chuck Dixon, Doug Mensch and Graham Nolan for the Nightfall storyline, had a truly diabolical plan for defeating Batman. After escaping from Arkham Asylum, he freed numerous other inmates, including the Joker, Two-Face, Poison Ivy and Scarecrow, to wreak havoc on Gotham, causing Batman to spend 3 months rounding them up and running himself to exhaustion, after which Bane fought him in the Batcave and broke his back, rendering him paraplegic. Enoch, you buzzed in quite early as well.
Actually, Bane wasn't in Arkham Asylum. He was in prison somewhere else.
That is correct. I'm going to throw it open to the other two. Can either of you be more specific? I'll probably give Enoch the point anyway, but...
I'm afraid not. I'm not a DC girl, I'm afraid.
Make mine a Marvel, bitches. So yes, Enoch was correct. Bane wasn't an inmate at Arkham. He escaped from an entirely different prison, Peña Duro, where he was raised. He is kind of a Latin American, ambiguously in the comics, and then they kind of whitewashed him for the movie, which wasn't good, but then they cast him as Tom Hardy, which was good, because that man is delectable.
To be fair, if they actually cast a Latin American person as Bane, that would probably border. There would have been discourse about that. There would have been problems.
The discourse.
Because you can't be like, oh yeah, he's Latin American. He was literally born in prison. That's all he's ever known is prison. Escaped to kill Batman.
Not a good look. I was born in the darkness, molded by it. I told the officer I was innocent. Yes. Whoops. Well, that's a point for Enoch. This next question is going to be a Star Trek question. In the two-part episode Chain of Command, Captain Picard is captured and taken prisoner by the Cardassians. To gain insight into the Federation's plans, he is subject to a number of tortures by Gul Margaret, including sensory deprivation, forced nakedness, stress positions, and starvation. When Picard refuses to break, Madred tries a different tactic, feeding horrific images directly into Picard's visual cortex, before claiming the Enterprise has been destroyed in battle. After being released, he privately admits to Deanna Troi that he was saved in the nick of time, and was broken enough to say or do anything to make the torture stop. I'm not saying that pandemics, affected my mood, but, the fact that the first two questions have been about, imprisonment and then torture is, There's some Freudian stuff going on there.
Yup, my welfare brain is tingling.
It's going like, is everything okay at home? Does anybody want to hazard a guess at this one?
And I'll say that it wasn't the Cardassians that took him personal.
It was the Cardassians, yes.
I'm disappointed I don't remember this episode.
Enoch was next.
It wasn't Deanna Troi who missed it too. It was Beverly Crusher.
That would make sense. Beverly Crusher was kind of like the sort of... Oh, wait, no, I'm getting mixed up. Oh, God, I've been found. I've been rustled. I'm a bad nerd. No, it was Deanna Troi. He was kind of like the empath. Although Beverly Crusher was also kind of like fulfilled that role.
She's his romantic interest, Beverly Crusher, and Deanna Troi is the counselor. Her romantic interest is Riker.
And war.
Kara's going like,
a lot of
nerd shit. I do know this.
I do know.
Do you want to hazard a guess?
My first guess would be that the guy who tortured him was not called Gul Madred, but I have no idea what it would be.
That's not what we're going for. I think we're going to call this one here. So I will admit this was quite a tricky one here because the torture that I described was actually given to an entirely different cast member, Geordie LaForge, in a different episode. In this episode, what Gul Madred does is he makes Captain Picard stare at 4 lights and say, "There are 5 lights." And that's actually a reference to the George Orwell novel 1984. And there's this awesomely hammy moment at the end of that episode as Picard is being dragged away and rescued, where he turns around to Gul Madred and goes, "There are 4 lights!" And be like, "You can't break me." Which is equal parts awesome and like hilarious, because it's just like a half-naked Picard going, "Ah!"
How dare you? There is nothing funny about half-naked Patrick Stewart. Show that man some respect.
Yeah, he's a national treasure.
This episode is just like a string of very, very attractive dudes. This next question is going to be about Metal Gear Solid.
Okay, well, I'm screwed.
Same. I've not got one yet.
I'm actually, it's secretly liquid. All the Metal Gears are liquid.
Oh, it's funny you should say that because I think this question at some point does mention Liquid Snake. In Metal Gear Solid, Snake battles Foxhound, a former US Black Ops unit who takes over a base in Alaska. Their members include Revolver Ocelot, an interrogator who uses 6 shooters in combat, Grey Fox, a cybernetic ninja, Decoy Octopus, who can change into anyone and is killed by Snake in hand-to-hand combat, Psycho Mantis, a psychic who breaks the 4th wall and reads the memory of the system the game is played on, and Liquid Snake, clone brother of Solid Snake, who he fist fights on top of Metal Gear.
Those are some brilliant names in there for sure.
Weirdly, none of those names are wrong. I know this is spoilers, but like...
And I was guessing for at least 10 minutes. Okay.
You very well could be. Enoch.
Actually, he doesn't fist fight his brother. They hug it out and realise they're better off being friends.
That is how the game should have ended. Toxic masculinity is a real problem, and lots of issues in Metal Gear could probably be solved with just people hugging it out. But not in this instance, no. Tim is just studying every word in that going, fuck, what was it?
I'm gonna buzz in and guess, I guess. Something feels wrong about Decoy Octopus, but I'm not gonna guess that because I don't know what it would be. So I'm gonna say that it's not actually a base in Alaska, it's a base in Russia.
I know I might be pushing you slightly, but do you want to kind of pull the thread on that Decoy Octopus one?
It sounds. I don't know what. That sounds wrong. Like,
Actually, he doesn't die in hand-to-hand combat.
Enoch, that is correct. That is close enough that I'm going to give it to you. Weirdly, I felt like if you combine Enoch's last answer of they just hug it out with Tim's answer of it's something with Decoy Octopus, you'd probably be in the right area. I swear to you, I'm not making this shit up. This is just like peak Hideo Kojima, what the hell is going on? But he doesn't fight Decoy Octopus. Snake is unknowingly infected with a virus that he then passes on to Decoy Octopus, who then dies of that virus. Oh, I'm just realizing how subconscious this is with like the pandemic. Just like
So COVID killed him. He's a COVID killer. Someone needs to put Snake away. Snake's gone too far.
Snake is an anti-masking Karen.
Yeah, Snake doesn't social distance when you go to the supermarket. Snake like gets right behind you and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I need to reach that," and breathes in your face the entire time.
2 meters, buddy! 2 meters! I don't care how bad you want your Cheerios. This next question is going to be about Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Really true.
If I get this wrong, I will cry.
As the Fellowship of the Ring leaves Lothlorien, Lady Galadriel gives each member that was present a personal gift. These include Frodo's gift of the Light of Erendil, a vial that emits light in the darkness, Legolas's gift of the Bow of the Galadrim, Gimli's gift of a silver belt with a gold flower-shaped clasp as a token of goodwill between dwarves and elves, and Boromir's gift of a gold belt shaped like linked golden leaves.
I've only seen one Lord of the Rings film, and I fell asleep towards the end. And I watched The Hobbit, and I fell asleep in the second one. I went to sleep when Smaug met the Hobbit, and I woke up when they were flying out of the building and the credits were rolling.
Kara, you buzzed in.
Yeah, actually, Gimli's gift is 3 locks of Galadriel's hair that he says he's going to preserve in the finest crystal later on, because she is the most beautiful thing that he's ever seen.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. It's explained in, I think, the Silmarillion that there is some significance to this, because I can't remember who it was, but it was some, like, real douchey guy asked Lady Galadriel for a lock of her hair 3 times.
It was Fëanor, the guy who made the Silmarils, and was killed by Melkor, or Morgoth. So there is a theory that is unconfirmed that the Arkenstone in The Hobbit is a Silmaril, but they're basically 3 gems that captured the light of the trees from before the sun and the moon, and they're very beautiful and magical. And
You know what? Let's get some confirmation with this. Does anyone have J.R. Tolkien's phone number that we can phone him up and get some ideas? Otherwise, I don't.
I think you need a Ouija board for that one.
I am very, very impressed. Like, it's one of the best things about this show is just seeing someone who knows so much about something just go ham and watch everybody else kind of go like, I am intimidated and yet intrigued by your powerful aura.
Yeah, my main thing was when I was a baby, I went to sleep to the tape cassette of The Hobbit. That's how old I am. And also that I was born a nerd.
It's in my head. It's in there subconsciously. Well, sticking to fantasy, this brings us on to our first shiny question, which is called, Where Are We? Shiny questions, just like shiny Pokemon, are worth the same number of points, they're just a bit different and a bit rarer. This game is called Where Are We? On the next few slides, there are going to be fantasy maps from across the nerdosphere. These could be from books, video games, TV shows, anything and everything is fair game. They all loosely fall under the banner of fantasy though. I just need you to buzz in and tell me where they're from. You can tell me the name of the place if you like as well. Here is your first one. Where are we? Here. Enoch buzzed in first.
No idea. I'm gonna guess. Is this from Aragon?
This is not from Aragon. Well, a good guess. Tim, you got there next.
This, I believe, is from the Mistborn series.
This is from the Mistborn series, yes. This is from, this is the Final Empire specifically, the Brandon Sanderson Cosmere. Your next one is here. Where are we?
Oh!
Tim got there again.
Is it called Cyrodiil? I think it's Cyrodiil.
This is Cyrodiil from, can you tell me the game?
This is from the Oblivion game. Elder Scrolls 3 Oblivion. Four? Yeah.
4. Where are we? Here. Enoch got there first.
I'm gonna not lie to you. I thought I knew for a second because I saw the word the veil. I don't know. I was overestimated.
Okay, Kara.
This is from the Ruby universe.
This is from Ruby, yes. This is Remnant
Yep.
from the
Yep.
web series Ruby.
I knew I recognised it. I watched a stupid H-Bomber guy video and I was like, oh...
I'll be honest, like, I watched the first 5 series of this and I enjoyed the H-Bomber guy video more. Because it was just like, it articulated everything that I got very annoyed about when I was watching it. Just going like, come on, make the plot start. This is so cool. You've done so much world building and done nothing with it. Where are we? Here. Kara again.
Is that the Discworld?
This is not Discworld.
Ah,
Tim.
Actually, this is from the Force Law trilogy.
This is from the First Law trilogy. Yes, well done.
God, you
Your
guys
next
know
one
maps.
is here. Where are we? Kara.
this is FMA. This is the universe of
Full
FMA.
Brotherhood. This is Amestris.
Yep.
Yes. We had to throw in an anime one for you.
Good.
Here is your next one. Where are we? Here.
Oh, I feel like I should.
Okay, seems to be a bit of a stumper. Shall I move on from this one?
It looks like a game to me, but I can't put my finger on it.
This isn't a game. This is
Okay.
Earthsea from the Wizard of Earthsea trilogy by Ursula Le Guin. And I think this is the final one. Where are we? Here. Tim, you buzzed in.
I'm gonna get my note card revoked if I say it. I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm not gonna say it. I'll get my note
No,
card
don't
revoked.
say it. Go for it.
Middle Earth.
It's not Middle Earth, though. When in doubt on one of these, guess Middle Earth. Guess like this is some weird tectonic version of Middle Earth from like back in the Silmarillion when the world was still being forged and it hadn't yet assumed the shape of a sphere.
There are
Kara,
so
you're
many
next.
This is the world from the Dragon Prince.
This is the one.
I'm
from
not
Dragon
sure of the
Prince.
name of it, but this is the Dragon Prince.
Zadia is the name of it. So at the end
That's
of that, Tim, you had 3. Kara, you had 3. Enoch, it was nice that you were there. And so Tim and Kara will each get 1 point for that.
Alright.
At the first round question, Kara and Enoch both have 2. Tim has 1.
You guys scared me with that map thing. You like, I was like, how do you even memorize any of this? It's insane.
I think, like, with some of them, I think if you read some of the place names, you'd get it, but other times it's just like, I'm a massive slut for anything that just has, like, a big map on it. And
Yep.
when you see, like, a big fantasy map, I'm just like, I know I'm in for a good time. I want that so hard.
I skip the maps. I've never seen a map to begin with, but I look at the map and go, this looks fun, and I go straight to the story. I've never looked at them long
No,
enough
but you've got to keep
to
checking back for it
understand
to work out where the characters
Yeah.
are and being like, they can't have
just
travelled that far.
Pretend. In my mind, everything takes place in England, like 10 miles down the road in London. And unless it's strictly contradicted by the logic of the series.
To be fair, the Dragon Prince one I only got because I know the symbols of the element symbols.
Yeah.
So, and then because
I
it's got
didn't
the
see that
giant zigzag in the middle that's the fire lake,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got it otherwise.
Yeah, the Ruby one threw me off because it looks like Avatar. It looks like the Avatar map.
It does.
This next question is going to be about Doctor Who. One of the scariest monsters in all of New Who, the Silents were an alien religious order who sought to make the death of the Doctor a fixed point in time. Their existence on Earth was kept secret because anyone who sees them immediately forgets about them after looking away, but retains suggestions that the Silence has made to them, allowing them to secretly influence human history. The Silents were defeated when the 11th Doctor faked his death at the hands of River Song, causing a paradox that erased the Order from history. Enoch, you buzzed in.
The Doctor faking his death didn't erase the Silence. Essentially, what happened? Well, I'm actually. The Silence were defeated when the Doctor incites a clip in the moon landing of the Science saying you should kill us all on sight, which got humanity to evict them from their own planet. But the Silence were sort of conned into believing the Doctor died anyway, and he erased himself from the universe, so they wouldn't go after him.
That is incredibly stupid and incredibly correct. Yes, that is that is exactly what happened. They put a clip in the moon landing saying, you should kill us all on sight. And then there's this hilarious montage of like just top secret US officials watching these things, then looking away from the screen to like just go get a beer, and then just straight up icing the silence. Like little 5-year-old girls suddenly grabbing a kitchen knife and just like stabbing these sailors to death. It's fucked.
It's great. I love it. I love it.
It strikes me as like sometimes the Doctor kind of has this like code against, he's sort of averse to killing, and then when he does something like that, it's just like going, I'm technically not murdering anybody.
Doctor, he's not against killing. He's just
He is not.
It's a philosophy of like you have to consider every other option and give them every chance to walk away before you unleash the nuclear option.
As promised, this next question is about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Great.
Everybody liked that. Uncle Iroh became a fan favourite amongst Avatar fans due to his wisdom, kindness, aid in Prince Zuko's redemption arc, and his legendary fondness for tea. He opened the tea shop The Jasmine Dragon in Ba Sing Se, canonically invented boba according to the supplemental comics, and shared tea with Avatar Korra in the spirit realm. However, in his younger days he was a fierce warrior who earned the title the Dragon of the West after slaying a dragon and learning to breathe fire. Tim buzzed in first.
He didn't actually slay a dragon. He went to learn from the dragon warriors, and they taught him the true nature of firebending.
That is completely correct. Uncle Iroh claimed that he killed the last dragon, but he actually kept it alive and under the protection of the Sun Warriors, and then just kind of lied to everybody going, yeah, I killed the dragon. Also, check this out. Best character in anything ever, do we agree?
Yeah, I'd give you that one.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
I only got around to watching Avatar for the first time when it was added to Netflix earlier last year, and now it's just like the most perfect, wonderful series I think I've ever seen in my life. This next question is going to be about Dungeons and Dragons.
Which edition?
5th edition.
Okay.
Although giving you like the kudos for that because I knew somebody would ask, so I put it in as the very first thing. 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons features a number of lycanthropes, most obviously werewolves, but also werebears, wereboars, wererats, and weretigers. Player characters can also become lycanthropes if they fail a dexterity saving throw on an attack that carries the curse of lycanthropy. While in non-humanoid form, lycanthrope characters gain the speed, damage immunities, traits, actions, and proficiency in the lycanthrope's natural attacks, but lose the ability to speak. Tim got there first.
It's not a dexterity saving throw, it's a constitution saving throw.
That's correct, yeah. I was hoping to catch somebody out by going were-tigers? That's not a thing, but no, it's...
Of course were-tigers are a thing. That's the most logical thing in the world.
I also think that it's kind of hilarious that, because so many abilities in D&D are sort of dependent on being able to speak and cast incantations, that it's just no, you can't do that anymore. You just kind of have to, growl and stuff.
We had a kobold paladin. She was so fucking cute. Who got bitten by a were-rat and then did not change size at all. Because were-rats are the same size as kobolds. So then she spent 2 fights just going squeak, 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 and trying to communicate to us in squeak. It was brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. Oh my god, I love that so much. This brings us on to our second shiny question, a question that we are calling Weapon of Choice. So, weapons play an important part throughout the nerdosphere. On the next set of slides, I have some pictures of characters where I have cropped out everything except for their iconic weapons. I need you to buzz in and tell me who wields each of the weapons shown. In this case, these will all be swords, or sword-like weapons. Whoever gets the most right will get the point. Your first one is... here. Who wields this weapon? Enoch got there first.
Arya Stark. I'm actually Arya Stark.
I will say the actually ruler's wave for these things. Yes, that is Arya Stark from Game of Thrones. Your next one is here. Who wields this weapon? Tim got there first.
I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but I'm actually Aragorn.
It is Aragorn, yes, from It's really hard to see with like everything cropped up except for the weapon. Who wields this weapon? Don't know this one by the looks of things. This is the Lich King from World of Warcraft. Your next question is, who wields this weapon? Enoch got there first.
Damn.
Connie from Steven Universe.
This is Connie from Steven Universe, yes. Everybody just like trying to get in there going like, I know this one! The art style's like so iconic. Okay. Who wields this weapon? Oh, Tim. Tim buzzed in.
I'm gonna guess. I'm actually Conan.
This is Conan, yes. This is the Atlantean sword from Conan the Barbarian. Your next question, who wields this weapon? Tim got there first.
That is the bride from Kill Bill.
That is. I could just see everybody going for it once again. And I believe this is your final one. Who wields this weapon? Again, quick on the draw. Tim?
That would be Darth Maul
That
from
would be
Star Wars
Darth Maul,
Episode 1,
yes.
The Phantom Menace.
How are you doing this? What are you doing? I don't believe it. I think he's pre-pressing. And just
We
trying
need
to
you
do
to
it.
submit a drug test after this to make sure that you're not using active stimulants to be faster than the buzzer. Or
We need to stop the steal.
Tim is going to get that point, which takes Tim up to 4 points. Enoch on 3, Kara on 2, but still plenty of time left to go. Very closely fought as well. Let's have an anime question.
Oh, good.
The three
Oh, fuck.
I like how that switched so quickly. I was like, fuck, and I was like, oh, good.
I want to go home, man.
You said an anime question.
Hey, one of you asked for Naruto, one of you is getting Naruto.
God damn it.
The three Sannin are three renowned ninja from Konoha, and are hailed as the greatest ninjas of their time. As Geinin, the three were the students of the third Hokage. During their time under his tutelage, they all learned to use the summoning technique, which allows them to summon animals to aid them in battles. Jiraiya's being the frog, Tsunade's being the pig, and Orochimaru's being the snake.
Tim, you buzzed in.
Actually, while Tsunade does have a pig, that's not what she summons. She actually summons a very giant slug.
That is correct. This is another one of those ones where like somebody told me about this and I was like, really?
Why?
Yeah, it's like, you got this awesome white snake, you got like this giant frog, and then she gets a slug.
Like snake, I understand. It's like snakes of, but you know what? I don't care.
This does not surprise me.
Good one.
Like-
I'm not a part of this.
Kara's just given up and just gone like anime logic, it makes sense to somebody.
You know what?
If you've watched Kill la Kill, you know to just smile and nod.
Yeah, there's no shame in getting this one wrong. Because this is honestly, I'm embarrassed if you do know. It's no offense. I'm embarrassed if you do know this. This is humiliating.
If I have this right, I think that the actual kind of like purpose of the slug is it has some kind of healing properties.
It's able to like split up into small versions of itself. And so when Pain comes to destroy Konoha, she like summons the snake, it's not snake, the slug, and it like goes to all the residents of Konoha and like keeps them alive. Really powerful, but also really gross.
Typical girl anime power.
Yeah, it's always like, oh, I'm the healer, I'm hot. It's just like. This next question is going to be about the good place. Time in the afterlife works slightly differently to time on Earth, explaining how almost 300 years have passed in the afterlife whilst no time has passed on Earth. Michael introduces the gang to Jeremy Bearimy. While time on Earth moves in a straight line, time in the afterlife doubles back and loops around, resembling the name Jeremy Bearimy in cursive English, with the dot of the I in Bearimy representing the end of time itself. Kara, you buzzed in first.
It's Bellamy, not Bearimy.
It is Bearimy.
Is it? Oh,
It's
drat, I
Jeremy
can't hear words correct.
I'm also very aware that I will mispronounce everything, and I feel like the comments are going to destroy me for how I pronounced half the stuff in the Naruto question.
That's reasonable.
Enoch, you were the next to buzz in.
I'm actually, the dot in the eye doesn't represent the end of time. It represents sort of its own weird, own thing, separate to what's going on, like the main timeline.
That is correct, and I'll give you the point for it. I'm going to ask, just out of interest, can anybody be more specific?
Tuesdays?
Is it that the I is where they are?
I think Enoch was more correct. Enoch said Tuesdays. The dot of the I in Jeremy Bear Me contains Tuesdays, July, and also occasionally the time moment where nothing never occurs. To quote Chidi, this broke me. This brings us on to our final shiny question, once more without feeling. Now, I don't know about you, but my personal favourite part of any given Disney film is the villain song. Keep your let it goes, keeps you parts of your worlds is. I want to hear what the villains have to say. I am going to read out the lyrics to a number of Disney villain songs with as little rhythm, melody, intonation, or musicality as I can possibly muster. Just buzz in at any point and tell me where it's from. You don't necessarily need the name of the song, just the name of the movie that it's taken from. Whoever gets the most right will get the point for this. Here is your first one. I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch. Tim, you buzzed in.
Oh, this is from Little Mermaid. This is Ursula's song.
This is Little Mermaid.
Sorry
this
that
Poor Unfortunate Souls, sung by Ursula from Little Mermaid.
Because on the fourth line, I thought it was Lion King. That's why I took a second there. I'm sorry.
Here's your next one. Search the sky, search the sea, search a country or three, scale a wall, climb a tree, bring that girl back to me. Search the stairs, under tables and chairs. Woe to someone who dares try to catch me unawares. Tim, again.
Is this The Rescuers?
This is not from The Rescuers. Enoch.
Good Disney reference.
It's not The Rescuers Down Under.
No, that's a little boy.
Cara, do you want to take a stab at this?
I really have no idea. Maybe Tangled?
Enoch, I think, might have just got it. It's not Tangled. Enoch?
Snow White?
It's not Snow White. I'm going to say no one gets this one. Enoch, I think you were closest in the right era. This is Find the Girl from Sleeping Beauty.
You know when everyone knows where she is. She's asleep in the tower. It's the whole thing. Never mind.
Here is your next one. But thick as you are, pay attention. My words are a matter of pride. It's clear from your vacant expressions, the lights are not all on upstairs. Enoch.
This is Lion King. This is Be Prepared. This is my man Scar.
Lion King.
My man Scar, the boy.
Here is your fourth one. Sit down at my table. Put your mind at ease. If you relax, it will enable me to do anything I please. Enoch again.
Friends from the Other Side from Princess and the Frog.
This is Friends from the Other Side from Princess and the Frog. Yes, well done.
Damn, you're quick.
Here is your fifth one. He sits alone on a giant throne, pretending he's the king. A little tyke who's rather like a puppet on a string. And he throws an angry tantrum if he cannot have his way. And then he calls for mum while he's sucking his thumb. You see, he doesn't want to play. Tim buzzed in first.
Is this Isma from The Emperor's New Groove?
It's not from The Emperor's New Groove, I'm afraid. Enoch?
I'm gonna guess, is it from Jafar? Is it like about Jafar, about that idiot in Aladdin?
It's not from Aladdin, no. I think the clue here was that they used the English spelling of mum. This is the phony King of England from Robin Hood. Here is your next one. Beata Maria, you know I am a righteous man, and of my virtue I... Tim.
This is Hunchback of Notre Dame.
This is the Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's just like, it's Catholic, it's Catholic. This is Hellfire from the Hunchback of Notre Dame, yes. And here is your final one. I was thinking the same thing, because like, I've been searching my whole life to... Enoch.
Love is an Open Door from Frozen.
This is Love is an Open Door from Frozen, yes. Closest thing we have to a villain song in that film, but I had to get it in just because I wanted to do one where it's like super casual. Okay, this brings us on to our final question, which as always concerns real life skills. Nothing to do with Disney villains or Avatar or anime, just do you have any skills which are applicable to the real world?
Knowing when certain foodstuffs have gone bad is an important part of not giving yourself food poisoning. Potatoes that have sprouted are safe to consume, so long as you remove the sprouts. Eggs that are no longer fresh enough to eat will float on water. Dairy products that taste sour or have gone past their best before date are unsafe to consume. Chicken that has gone off will be discoloured, smell sour or like ammonia, and will feel slimy.
Kara.
Eggs that have gone off will not float, they sink.
It's the other way around. Eggs that have gone off will float, in fact. Enoch,
Apologies.
next.
Best before you can consume milk after it's best before that. It's sell by date, and you can't consume milk after.
That is correct. Correct enough that I'm going to give you the point. Best before dates are guidelines as to when the products are going to be freshest to consume, but they won't have gone off until they've gone past their use by dates. So you can consume dairy products and indeed all products which have gone past their best before dates. So at the end of that, we have our winner as Enoch with 6 points, Tim with 5, and Kara with 2. Very well done, guys. Very closely fought throughout. Join us next time for more pedantic corrections here on the fan remake of Accuse.